All right, welcome to Amy Learns to Cook. I'm Eric, and on today's show, Amy got me something special. This is a tri-tip. This is something that we generally don't get on the East Coast, but she found one. So I'm going to grill it up, and we're going to have a great old time. So join me as we grill up a tri-tip. All right, so this is, Amy went to a big box store and will just be bopping around and just happened to see something to cook this 4th of July weekend, right? So this is a beef tri-tip that comes from the lower sirloin. So it's a very flavorful muscle. Weighs about 3 to 5 pounds depending upon how they trim it. I'm just gonna use some Penzeys granulated garlic powder. It's good stuff. They just didn't put any garlic on here. Normally, if you hit it with a couple of cloves of garlic or just use garlic salt or however you want to do that, that's good. These guys didn't do it. That's blasphemy. It needs garlic, so on it goes. You can see one of the reasons why they call this a tri-tip is because it is triangular shaped. You know, it's kind of wide out here and it gets a little tongue there. And because it is an interesting muscle, the grains change roughly halfway through. So before you season it, you should see where the grain lines are and maybe cut a little corner so you know what direction it's pointing. So once you season it, you know, you can kind of see what it is. Because we don't know, ultimately we're just going to cut them in half and then we should be able to see it, and then we'll cut appropriately after that. Here, I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of garlic salt on, or excuse me, garlic powder as I said, just because. And now he's ready to go on the grill. The grill I'm using some lump charcoal. So this is some oak, real, not the pressed Kingsford stuff. Typically, tri-tips is famous from the Santa Maria, California area, the Central Coast. They're the ones that pretty much saved this piece of meat from becoming ground beef, because that's what was used up until then. And it's really a shame that this was really ignored for so many years. So thank them for coming up with this whole idea. So because of that, they normally cook it over oak, and they even have these grills that raise and lower and stuff. We're not that fancy. One of the things I want to do, I forgot, is we're going to use some wood chunks I've soaked in water for quite a while. These things will help give off a little more smoke. So today, we're just going to cook this guy over a high. Now, if you have a gas grill, then that's all you can work with, right? Cook it on high for about 6-8 minutes or so. Flip it, do another 6 or 8 minutes, and then cook it over medium heat. In my case, it'll be indirect heat for about another 15-20 minutes until it registers done. My goal is to cook until it's medium or medium rare, which is what I like. So we're going to cook it until it's about maybe like 130 degrees or so. You can either probe it while it's cooking, or you can probe it after it's done and check periodically. There you go. That's what I'm trying to do. You can see we're getting a little bit of smoke from the wood chunks I put in there. Because they soaked, they're creating a lot of like wet smoke, if you can say that. If I would have put them straight dry, then it would have been more of a dry smoke, and it would have just opened up in flames. In fact, if I have the lid off, there'd be too much oxygen and they would just have a big ol' heat party going on. So this is a little bit of what you want when you cook these things. Make sure you got this bad boy pointing away from you here. There's a lot of smoke coming out of them holes. Oh, that looks so good. Yum, yum. All right, we're gonna go ahead and flip this bad boy. Go ahead and get him. All right, since I want to cook this puppy a little on the indirect side, if you have a gas grill, you can just turn it down to medium. Here, All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move this to the side here. Yay. Let's get him over here. And then we'll just put the meat somewhere in the middle. And then we're just going to go ahead and put the lid back on. All right, we're going to probe thickest side, which is, pretty much anything in this area here. Go ahead and get them off here. We're just going to tin them for about 5 or 10 minutes. All right, the moment we've been waiting for, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and cut this guy right in the middle. Look how much juice is coming out, yay. And this guy came out a little closer to a medium, so maybe a few degrees less cooked would have done better. We got all kinds of stuff. You got, looks like some grains there, got some grains there. I'm just going ahead, I'm going to flat out do him the lengthwise here, as it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and take a piece right here out of the middle here. Right now off the top, I'm getting a lot of smoky smell. I think the lump charcoal and then the wood chunks. A little bit, you can pick up the salt. The garlic is just great on this. It's kind of tough to say because when it comes to like a lot of steaks, there's different levels of tenderness or how tough things are, but this baby here, it's really good. Commonly what you want to do with the juices is you save the juices and you can dip some bread in there. Meat's just a little on the chewy side, so it's not the most super tender in the world, but it has a lot of flavor. As you know, different parts of the cow, depending upon how much work it does, can be more flavorful than others, and this one definitely has a lot of flavor, so I really recommend it. If you can go to a butcher, because a lot of times if you go to a mainstream grocery store, they won't have it. West Coast likely will, East Coast, some don't even know what it is, but I definitely recommend go to a real butcher, ask for it, and give it a try. It just, like I said, has a ton of flavor and makes really, really good sandwiches. If you like this video, give us a comment and a like, and visit our website at amylearnstocook.com. We're also on Twitter at amylearnstocook and Instagram at cooking with Amy. Yum yum.